Well, hey there. Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. I'm Joe Mama, your host. Today we are going to go ahead and complete our conversion to nuclear power. But before we get to that, I wanted to address something. Board Bob brought this up, and I'm not sure that I mentioned it in my video. I'd have to go back and look, but I actually just read this comment just a few minutes ago. Okay, so when you put these lab tiles together, make sure you set up even the inserters that have nothing going on. Okay, these inserters, you really don't want them to do anything, but make sure you tell them that they're gonna use filters and to use a whitelist, and you leave the list blank. Okay, just like that. Otherwise, you get this happening. It just passes the the inserters just pass the science back and forth like playing catch or something, because they're just gonna, if they see something, they're gonna grab it, and then they're gonna bring it down here to this other lab, and then they're gonna see that something is there, and these guys are gonna grab it and bring it the other way. So if I didn't clarify, make sure that all of the inserters, whether you use them or not, are using a whitelist filter. I mean, no, it has to be a whitelist, not a blacklist. It has to be a whitelist. So make sure they're all set that way, and you should get this symbol over the inserter when it's set. It'll, like I said, it'll say whitelist, use filters is on, and the list is empty. So you can see if I right click and left click, problem goes away. They stop passing the science between each other. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can double check. Let's go over here to my science labs that I did set up that way. Did I show you this? I went ahead and I am running science labs in that configuration now. I've still got some up here, but I went ahead and set up this new configuration. I've only got 4 sciences being created right now, but they are in this configuration and they're working beautifully. So I'm very happy with this. I'm interested to see how it goes with science fed from the bottom. So, and somebody did comment that says they just use a single filter, a single inserter, and it works just fine, passing it down all of them. Now, you would still have to use filters if you pass it from more than one direction, because, you know, the one inserter without the filter will just keep passing stuff downward, and that works in one direction. But if you're going in multiple directions, you need to, let me pull that up, you need to use a whitelist filter whether or not the inserter has anything assigned to it or not. Just leave it blank if you have to, but there needs to be an inserter. All right, let's grab some of these chests. I've also, in different places, I've set up components for nuclear power. I've got, let's see, right on me, I've got the centrifuges. I've got the heat pipes. In fact, let me go ahead and get a couple of those. I'm going to need at least one of these assembly machines. I'm going to go ahead and make it 2, actually. Then I've got, let's see, I've got turbines, steam turbines. Yes, I say turbines just because that's, you know, what we do. Okay, where did I put the other things? The heat exchangers. Oh, they're all the way up there. Okay. Let me go grab the heat exchangers. Is that what these things are typically called in the game? Okay. Yeah, heat exchangers. All right. Let me grab a stack of them. It's funny. The heat exchangers, you usually couple them with multiple turbines, but so one with multiple turbines, but yet these things stack 50 to a stack, whereas the turbines only stack 10 to a stack, you know? Kind of a funny thing. All right, that's done. Do I have lots of pipes? I have enough for now. And then, oh, you know what? The nuclear reactor. I did set up a place for the nuclear reactor. And I think I made 4 of them. Okay. And I've got inserters of various types. You know what? Let me go ahead and grab a couple more just because. Well, this is actually going to be awesome now that we have the ability to tie filters to every kind of inserter, to include long-handed inserters. This is going to make things so much easier. Okay, let me think of the process here. Okay, is there anything else I might need? You know what? I'll just come back for it if need be. Alright, let's head back down. I've already got that train going. I went ahead and set that up. The train seems to operate the same as it always did. The tracks are just different. The way the tracks lay out on the ground is different than they used to be. Like this. This is a circle now. It looks like a circle. A circle used to be made of, like, I want to say it was 8 curved pieces with a couple of really short straight pieces interspersed. Now it's 1, 2, 3, maybe 16 curved pieces, and I don't see any straight pieces in there unless you add them. So it makes my blueprints obsolete. So, which is fine. I'll make all new blueprints. That's fine. But my usual blueprint for making railroad layouts is obsolete. And there comes the train. Okay, it is dropping off the sulfuric acid it's picking up sulfuric acid and dropping off some uranium ore. Excellent. And if we go, can we see it from here? We might not be able to see it. I don't think I have a radar sight there. Okay, well, you know what? Let's see if we can make it up here and hop on the train. Am I on it? Yes, I'm on the train. And let's take a look at the uranium patch that we've got going. Wow, so I need to increase my uranium ore output. Or have multiple pickups. I can do that. Yes, I use the roundabout system. It works for me. I haven't set any rail signals on these things yet because I'm only running one train. Okay, let me turn it onto manual to show you what I got going on here. Basically, just threw a few mining machines down here, and they are obviously picking up some uranium ore, but let's see, do I have any other mining machines? Just that one I picked up, I believe. Yeah, I did pick it up. There it is right there, just the one. So it is producing some, so that will get us in the door as far as nuclear power goes. In fact, I think we've already got some usable material to work with. Alright, turn it back on automatic. And I've got my signalization set up, so that's good. I love I know this happened over a year ago. It happened a while ago, but I love this progress bar that they've added to the train weight conditions now. I just love that thing. The devs on this game have been freaking brilliant, and they've listened to their clients. They've listened to their target audience, and they are just adding lots of little ergonomic and quality of life improvements to this game. Doesn't necessarily make it easier, but it makes it more, I don't know, more, what's the word? When I say ergonomic, it's like everything's intuitive. They've made it really intuitive so that yes, it's a challenge, but it's not a difficult process to learn. Okay, I've got 8 pieces of uranium 235. Is that what this is? 235, okay. So if you're not aware, you get your uranium ore and you have to run it through a centrifuge. And the centrifuge, if I recall, gives a 99.3% chance of coming out with this dark green shit. And that's uranium-238. Now this stuff is useful, but in the course of this game, what is that? Oh, that's a signal. Okay. In the course of this game, especially in the early game, you're going to end up with a crap ton of it that you just can't use immediately. So the best thing you can do is find a way to store it. And that is the big challenge, I think, as far as nuclear power goes when you first start out, is you're going to have to find storage room for all of this uranium-238. Like I said, each centrifuge, it takes each piece of uranium ore and processes it. And it has a 99.3% chance of spitting out the uranium-238, which is not inert, but it's, let's see, does it say this right there? It used to say it. It used to actually say, it was a percentage, and I'm pretty sure it's 99.3. But oh, maybe if I look at the ore, does that say that? No, it doesn't say it. Okay. I just actually have to see it. I gotta. Okay, yep, there it is, right there. Uranium processing. The products is a 0.7% chance of getting uranium-235, which is the bright green. This is the stuff we can turn into nuclear fuel. And the 99.3, which is, we'll call it a depleted uranium-238. So you're going to end up with a lot of uranium-238. Got to do something with it. And really the only thing you can do initially is store it in crates. All right, so we're going to let that, let's see, is there any chance it's going to fill up anytime soon? No. All right, so with this stuff coming into here, we need a couple of things. Lights, for one. Oh, I'm running out of lights. Why am I running out of lights? Because I don't have any... What am I short? I'm short green chips? Is that right? Am I short green chips? No, I can't be short green chips. I'm short something. Oh, copper plates. Okay, good enough. So what we need to do to take the next step is we need to set up... I'm going to set up 2, I think. And where are the assembly machines? Right here. I'm going to set up 2 machines. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. And they're going to process this uranium-235 into nuclear fuel, which is right here. But, oh, that's right. We do actually need uranium-238 with it. 19. I think it has always been that, hasn't it? I think it has. Okay, so it's not useless. But, there again... It ends up being that the uranium-235, the bright green stuff, is the stuff that you end up like, oh man, I'm waiting for this stuff to arrive, while the green stuff, the dark green stuff, stacks up and plugs every part of your process. So you gotta suck this stuff up somehow and get it out of the way, because even to produce this, the fuel is 5% uranium-235 and 95% uranium-238. But uranium-238 is 99.3% of your product, so you're still going to end up with extra uranium-238. All right. Now, there are other things that we're going to be able to do with this uranium-235, so for now, I'll just leave it in the crate. You don't need it in huge quantities. All right. Which side of the belt is this going to put it on? Okay, that side. All right, so that's okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to expand this upward and this downward, just because. And then you can set up a grid like this. And what it will do, it's basically Factorio Plinko. If you're familiar with that, and I hope you are, because you're my kind of people if you are. Ooh, that wasn't good. Okay. Set these up like this. And this like this. Is that right? Yeah, so basically it's gonna drop the uranium-238 into here, into this crate, and it's gonna slowly meander its way over to this crate. But the point of this exercise is just to get all of this uranium-238 stored. Oh my goodness, what the hell was I thinking? Idiot. I set the inserters completely wrong. Dumbass. Okay, fine. Okay, is that right? Yep, that should be it. Okay, so the inserters will follow their way all the way over to this crate. That's what we want. Just to give it a place to be stored. And then we'll have this initial... There's a million different ways to do this. I'm not doing this with any kind of, you know, with any kind of agenda to say this is the right way to do it. You do it this way or it's the wrong way. There's just so many ways you can set up these belts, and every time I play this game, I set this uranium fuel production up completely different. It varies every single time. Okay, you know what though? No, that's good, that's good. That's fine. Just like that is fine. Alright, so let's set that up. Alright, so now we've got our nuclear fuel made. So then the next step is to set up a nuke plant. What does our pollution look like now? Our cloud is still outside, still not reaching the bad guys. That's good. Honestly, you know what would be a good place? This would actually be a good place to set up nuclear power way down here. You know, some isolated spot. This would work because there's nothing here. There's some stone, but other than that, there's really nothing here. And that, you know what, might not be the worst idea. It makes me wish I had set up... Oh, you know what though? Yeah, it makes me wish I'd set up everything down there, but even then I can't. Because I do need iron ore. Or not iron ore, I need iron plate to come down here and be present. And I do have iron plate, Racha. Okay. Can I, by chance... set up iron ore tap right here, or iron plates. Blah. Right, let's run this right to there. I'd like to keep belts and utilities. I like to use the space between the tracks to run utilities. It's just a cleaner look. Oh, well, used a whole crap ton of my belts. Okay, so if I gotta go get more belts, Then I'll grab something else while I'm up there. What was it I needed? Let's see, this can go this way. Can go under, like that. Okay, I think that will give us the iron we need. Alright, I had to use my belts judiciously. Okay, so that will set that up. And we'll set up a steel crate to collect all the wonderful nuclear fuel. Yeah, okay, so now that we got the nuclear fuel, we can somehow run it. And like I said, I'm half tempted to set up a railroad to bring it down there, or I could run a belt, but that is a long freaking belt. No, I think I can tap off of here, and a railroad would be our best bet. Okay, so let's show you something else. Let's look at something else. What do I have for rails? Not many. How about in the truck? Or how about in the tank? Not many. Okay. So let's do this. Let me grab some more. Let me grab that stack of rails. I am going to set up a small station. As ridiculous as this sounds. Okay, 1, 2. Of course, again, that means I'm going to have to get my signalization on point. Guess I could set it up right here. Yeah, that would work. I just need, basically, a locomotive with one carriage. Really. Okay, just like that. Okay, let's drop our signals in place. One to there, one to there. And yeah, that should work right there. That should work. Oh yeah, I gotta put a signal here, of course. Okay. As far as rail signals go, they're a lot simpler to use. I know there's a good use for chain signals. I have not yet run into the need for them. But even just the rail signals, they're fairly easy to use. Just remember to cut the rail into blocks, and just remember that if you can cut them into discrete blocks, the train will know not to enter those blocks if another train is in it. That's the goal. Alright, so we want to fuel up our locomotive. And we're going to need to run fuel over here to do it. Okay, and then always got to remember that. It's one thing I got to get used to playing Satisfactory. In Satisfactory, the trains are electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie. And you don't have to worry about fuel. Also, in Satisfactory, the rails act as a form of power line. So if you bring them to a place, to a remote area to pick something up, A, you don't have to set up fuel for the train, and B, you okay, good. You don't you have a source, you have a tap off the train station through which you can power anything at that outpost. You can't do that in Factorio, so you have to remember that. So you have to provide fuel. Okay, so train one each, carriage one each. Then I mean, I'll put, let's say, I don't know, 4. Oh, you know what? No. Let's make another carriage. Because one thing we have to remember, we have to take unprocessed fuel, or processed fuel, off the train. Okay? So we'll bring this to the nuke site, The fuel will drop the enriched fuel off, and it will pull the depleted fuel back to here where it can be reprocessed once we get nuclear fuel recycling, which we don't have yet, I don't think. Okay, I always create a buffer. I don't know how y'all do it, but anytime I set up a loading or unloading spot, I make sure that there's a crate buffer there so that it works toward quick loading and unloading of the train. We have to get more belts. I actually ran out of freaking belts. And since we're going back up, what else do we need? We'll just double check our supply of belts and inserters. Oh, you know what else also is I set up a place, I can't remember where. I set up a place that was creating rail signals. We're going to need rail signals. All right, up here is belts. Okay, what was it I was looking for? I was trying to make, and I realized I didn't have enough copper. I can't remember for the life of me what that was. All right, let me grab a stack of these. All right, a stone. I've got some extra garbage in my inventory here. Let's get rid of that. Let's see. I'll get rid of this, this, and this. Get rid of the sulfur. Don't know why I have that. And I've got some gray science here. I'll go ahead and drop that in here. Okay. Double check my inserters. Have another stack of them. I'm good for long-handed inserters, but I think I will dump my yellow inserters. For some reason I have yellow inserters as well. All right. Rail signals. Where are my rail signals? What did I do? Oh, right, yeah. Boom. Okay. Some of them. Huh. There's a sound effect for rail signals now. All right. And I've got power poles. That should be good. Oh, tracks. Yes. And you know what? Let's take the tank up there because I'm actually going to load up the tank, and we're going to use the grid on the tank. Let me show you. I've changed out the configuration on the tank grid. So now all we've got... Ooh, can I make any more solar cells? Probably not. Yeah, I'm short on copper, but you know what? What I've got is fine. I wanted to max those out because I've got a bot backpack in there, like for a personal roboport. It's in the tank, and I can now use it to lay out tracks. And it works nice, actually. I wish the robots were a little quicker. As a matter of fact, is there a research that I can do to make them go faster? There is. However, comma, I am not prepared to do that. Oh, there's nuclear fuel recycling, so I need to make 50 purple science to get that. Okay. I don't have purple science set up yet. What's it require? But it probably wouldn't be difficult to do. Just not to up... Oh, crap. I'm just... No! Back out of there. Okay. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Tracks. And... So this is the zip thing. Right here, I can just take it and zip across and and hold the mouse button down and pick up stuff just without having to click every individual item? That's cool. I think that's what Board Bob was talking about. I might be wrong. Oh, let's pull that. Oh, and there's another one. As you remember from the first episode, I set the richness pretty high on these, so they're only just now starting to run out of fuel, or run out of resources. All the mining machines are sitting on spots that are slowly running out. Are we looking for fuel? Good. Alright, yeah, that's right. That's what I was doing. Okay, yeah, we're getting some fuel there. It's alright. And do that. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, that would do this. And then one here. Okay. Boom. 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 Oh, lights. That's what I needed copper for, right? I needed copper for lights. Okay. I guess I should start making, like, substations. I've handcrafted a few, but otherwise, I haven't done much with it. Oh, no. That's right. This was not going to be... Right, one was going to be loading. The other was going to be unloading. Yeah, okay. Yes, it was going to be unloading waste product. Okay, so this, not important just yet, but we can still set up something. Okay, just like that. And this will all collect in the crates, so no big deal. I've got some nuclear fuel on me, so I'll go ahead and throw that in there. We're going to call this... nuke fuel pickup. Alright, so the station has a name. And, yeah, we'll leave it just like... Oops, Thomas Center locomotive. Take on it. Can we make it bright green? No, I wanted to make it really bright, kind of bright green, but I guess that's it. We'll just leave it like that. Okay. So it drops off the fuel, or it picks up the fuel there, and we're going to set up the drop-off point, and it's going to be near our nuclear plant. We're going to start setting that up. Okay, let's set that there. And our bot should go to work. Excellent. Let's go ahead, set up our rail signals there so that we'll, whatever we do down... Oh, what's that doing in the trash slot? What the hell? Alright. So now we're going to slowly make our way down. And you can see the bots doing their thing. Very helpful thing. Having a vehicle with a grid. I mean, what was it? The Spidertron had it, right? Has it? Oh, right. There's a cliff down here. Please tell me that's not going to be in the way. It's going to be in the way, isn't it? Yep. Alright. Also, there's power lines in the way. Oops. Run away, tank. Okay, this is going to go right through an oil field. Not really ideal. So I need to find a way kind of around it. All right. I can make it work. Oh, but the way these rails are so much smoother. I realized they went through a change. This is the first time I've ever had a chance to mess with it, and I like it. Alright, let's move that. Move that there. Where is this going? It seems like I need to offset my rails just a bit to the left. And I'm okay doing that. Alright. I think that does it. A little bit goofy, but I think that'll work. Is that a little bit out of range? Okay, no, there we go. There you go. Fix your shit. Alright. And where is it? Right there, okay. Oh. Okay. Another freaking cliff. Can we go around it? I think we can. Yep, we can go around it. Excellent. I'll just need to change this. There we go. It looks ridiculous, but hey, make it work. Now, I don't know that there's going to be anything else down here, honestly. So, since that's the case, there's really... I mean, I guess for ease, I could use this again. As a turnaround, I suppose. But, really... there doesn't need to be a full loop. It can just sort of be a... it can be a switchback, a hairpin turn. This doesn't really need to be there, because, I mean, what's the point? And then a little bit of track on, so it comes around this way. A little bit of track right here. Like that. Okay. And then boom. 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 Okay. So, set up our train station. There should be room for 2 carriages. And a locomotive. Okay, so the first one, the first carriage is our fuel, right? Double check. Yeah, the first one is the fuel, and the last one is the waste. So what we're gonna do, we'll set up 4 off, and then this will be 4 on. Okay. And fortunately, we happen to have power right here. That works out. All right. So let's get things rolling. This is going to be nuke plant. It's that simple. And let's go to our train menu. Okay, this train manually stopped. Got it. And let's add a station. The first station is going to be the nuke plant. And the weight condition is basically, because it's picking up and dropping off, we can't say, you know, empty cargo or full cargo. We can't do that because at no point will either be the case. All right, so we will say, or if it is the case at some point in its life, it won't be at a point where it needs to stop. So we're just going to say time passed, 30 seconds, no other weight condition, and then add station, nuke fuel pickup. Weight condition, time passed. And there you go. It's on the way. And hopefully should be good. There should be enough signals there that it can get to here without issue. Right? And there we go. Okay, so we've got our fuel, which is excellent. And now we can start building our nuke plant. Let's gas these trees. Boy, again, gas paradise. Put up a nuke plant. All right, and that solar cell with the radar site. I mean, you know what? Let's actually build a radar site here, just so we can look at it from afar. That's what these things are good for. If there's a radar site, you can use the map and zoom right in on it. Any place there's radar, but if there isn't, you don't really have that option. So we kind of want to make sure our nuke plant's working properly. So the heart of the nuke plant, any nuke plant, is going to be its reactors. All right, let's put them 1, 2, 3, 4. Good enough. And let's gas these trees. We're going to need the space. Yeah, I think this should be good enough. So for the nuke plant, we're going to need a way to get fuel into it, obviously, and a way to get fuel out. So what we can do is use these long-handed inserters to pull it out. Okay. Right. Again, this is something I had all on Blueprint at some point, but you know what? It doesn't hurt to, you know, do it fresh. Okay, so the nuke plant has outputs, and it's heat, and you need to do something with that heat. So in this case, you know what? Yeah, will that work? See, here's the thing. We got to get the heat pipes out, but we still need inserters nearby. Okay, so let's do this. Comes here. Nope, nope, not like that. And then it comes up. And then goes down. Comes up. And then goes down again. Alright, and the heat pipes come out over the belt. Actually, they gotta come over 2 sets of belts, don't they? Because we gotta have the belts going outward. So... just like that. There we go. Alright. And the belt comes out. That's going to carry our nuclear waste. Belt comes in. That's going to carry our nuclear fuel. And there's still room in the interstitial space for power poles. Right. Excellent. Alright, so that should take care of that side. Thing is, we could add more. We should have room for more. What's the heat output on this thing? I forget. It consumes 40 megawatts. Oh, right. Okay. It outputs 40 megawatts worth of heat, and it gets a neighbor bonus by having other reactors around it. And I think it's, I don't think it's diagonally, but I think at the very least it's to the left and right and up and down. We'll take a look at what that is, but it's actually really good, and it gets even better if you put, like, if there's one there and you put another one here, it gets even better. So ideally we'd like to have 8 and more, but for now this should do it. So the math says it should be 160 megawatts, but I think the reality is it comes out to about 320 or higher. I just can't remember off the top of my head what the math is. Okay, got to do the same thing that we did over there here. Okay, we'll find out here in just a minute, actually. Oops. All right, so let's bring this out a little ways. This in, nuclear fuel in. See if I can make these sort of evenly spaced. And And then I'll bring these this way. Okay, so the nukes... Oop, not quite. Not quite. And then put this one there. Put this one there. Basically, I want to leave room for additional nuke plants, additional reactors. I shouldn't say plants. This isn't the plant. This is just the reactor vessel. And that connects all of them. Okay. I love the fact that nuclear fuel is complicated. It's not super complicated. It's not so complicated you can't figure it out. But it's not a simple slap it down and feed it with uranium ore and that's it. It's so not that simple. But I love the fact that there is a process to it. So again, we have the best devs ever working on this game. Can't say enough good stuff about them. You know, and if you know anything about the game, you would agree. Okay. The one belt should be fine. Oops. We will soon see what the bonus is. Let's get heat pipes coming out of it. We might as well get these things warmed up because it needs... The reactor vessels need to warm up a lot before they can start doing their nuclear thing. There we go. Yeah, turn green. Now we should see the bonus. There it is. 80 megawatts because it has a 100% neighbor bonus. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, what's up with you? What is up with you? Oh no, that one's right. We'll leave this one right. And this one is going to be that. Okay, there we go. So each of these is now with the double neighbor bonus. So each neighbor adds another 40 megawatts, and because there's two neighbors for each of them, each of these goes from producing 140 megawatt, or I'm sorry, 40 megawatts to 120. So this whole thing right here is 480, and it goes up to like well over a gigawatt. Yes, I said gigawatt. When you add just a couple more. Okay, so this is heating up. It's going to heat up these pipes. And where it starts to get convoluted is when we start to thread water. I didn't say tread water, I said thread water pipes through this mess. Okay, but let's go ahead and get our nuclear waste set up, because it will start producing waste, even though there's no power being drawn from it. It will still consume nuclear fuel at the same rate. Okay, let's do that. We're at 56 minutes, but you know what? I'm hoping my editing will keep this down to an hour. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is set up, and I got one water tank, that's it. I'll buy another, and then a couple of offshore pumps. And I'm probably going to end up needing a bunch more elbows, but that's okay for now. Where'd my offshore pumps go? Right there. Okay. Probably don't need this many. The amount of water that that's being produced now by these things is pretty ridiculous. But a nuke plant might require it. We'll see. I can't recall. Set up some tanks. Yeah, like Board Bob said, I don't know that tank farms are necessary anymore, but I mean, it's the way I think. I ain't gonna lie, it is the way I think. Okay, I had a whole process for this too. I just gotta remember how I did it. Okay, let's set up a heat string here, and then let's get the heat exchangers. Because not only do you have to set up the reactors in such a way to produce the heat, but you also have to set up the turbines in such a way as to take advantage of it. And we have to do that. So I'm going to bump this up 1 or 2 spaces to leave space for water. We also need space for steam. And I will separate these. Okay, like that. Okay, and then pipe in between. Okay, and then do that. But I also want to connect these steam pipes together. Don't want to mix it up with the water. Now let me put another set of heat exchangers here. Like I said, I had this whole layout. In fact, I probably still have my blueprint. But where's the fun in that? Okay, attach the water. And right. Remembering this now. Okay. That's the water, but you know what? Let's the turbines are going to head out this way, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and direct connect the water right to this end. And we'll refine it. I'll refine it off screen, but really I want to just give you all a little bit of a idea of how the nuke plant works. Okay, I kind of need room for the steam to come out. Okay, so the heat comes off the reactors, goes up these pipes, and goes to these heat exchangers, and it slowly raises the temperature up. And if we roll our cursor over it, it says that it needs to be at least 500 degrees Celsius in order to do its job. Also understand that the farther you get from the reactor, the colder these heat pipes get. So that's a limiting factor, but you have to, at any place that it attaches to a heat exchanger, it has to be 500 degrees Celsius. So you want to make sure that there is a fairly, wherever you connect these heat exchangers, there's a fairly short path, as short as possible, to your heat source, which is the reactor vessel. All right, so the steam is being produced, but it has to get to the turbines. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a bunch of these banks, and they're all going to feed together into a single system, and that's where I think I just dropped the ball. Where's the rest of my heat exchangers? Okay, right there. I've got a bunch of them, but let's go ahead, add more. And then pipes for water. And we'll add this here. And then steam. Okay, connect them. Okay. Okay, so what we can do actually with the steam, go under, over. That should connect them. Okay, and we can hook a tank to that if we want, just to use as a buffer. But once we've got that set up, now each of these can power 2 steam turbines, if I'm not mistaken, which we've got a bunch of. So let's go ahead and start adding these. Right there, I think. Is that right? Is that where the junction is? Yes. I put them in rows of 7. Yeah, that should do it. Leave a space for power poles. Yeah, because each of these produces 5.8 megawatts. And each of the heat exchangers... Oh man, I don't remember the specifics. Or maybe it's the steam consumption. It, okay, consumes 200 steam. Steam 200 of 200, that's how much it holds. But it outputs 103 steam per second. This thing consumes 60 steam per second. Okay, so basically each of these heat exchangers powers slightly less than 2 of these steam turbines. And now since I've got 21 heat exchangers there, I can add, let's say 40 of these steam turbines, roughly. So that would be about, if it's 7, so let's say there's 5 rows, and then just add a couple more, just like that, just to be sure that I don't overtax them. And then okay, there we go. We got the achievement. I love nuclear power. I originally got my degree with the hopes of working in a nuke plant that's local to us here, but nuts. And the guy there was, you know, one of the hiring managers there was like, yeah, your resume looks good, I just need you to have this degree. So I went and got the degree, and oh, that's beautiful. 230 or 263 megawatts. We have the potential for more, but that's what we have for now. That's what we have the materials for, but that's okay. But yeah, but the local nuke plant was the design of the Fukushima plant, and it doesn't matter that the Fukushima plant, the design did exactly what it was supposed to do. In Fukushima, the plant there did exactly what it was supposed to do. The problem was whoever did the site survey for the thing decided that they would put the backup generators, which are important to the function of the safety systems, they put them on the beach. And if you design something against an earthquake, driven tsunami, which it's Japan, so that's what they did, but they forgot to think about the fact that the tsunami would swamp the generators. So everything worked just fine right up until the safety systems didn't have power, backup power, because the generators were sitting in water. After that, everything went to hell. But you can't tell these local people here in New England that. All they know is, oh no, Fukushima plant, it failed, so this one's gonna fail. So they killed it. The local Vermont government killed it, which is really short-sighted. but whatever. Now they can pay 3 times the cost for electricity. It used to be in the single digits. Now it's almost 30 cents a kilowatt hour, but, you know, that's their fault. Anyway, enough about that. So that should do it for today. So we've got the beginnings of a nuke plant. So what I'm going to do is finish up production of the nuke plant. I'm going to turn it into a the full-size plant as I have it designed, and we'll go from there. But that is going to allow us, by doing this, we can shut our coal plant down. I would like to basically cut coal from this and shut it down. That'll reduce our pollution. And this thing, I don't think a nuke plant in the game creates any kind of air pollution. In real life, it does not. But in the game, I don't think it's a pollution producer. The processing of uranium absolutely does. But no, this being down here, I think will be nice and clean. And from there, once we have all that power available, then we can start to set up a really good laser-based defense, and we can start to do a whole lot of extra mining. So this is huge to get this done. I'm happy. This is like one of the most satisfying parts. You set up your first train and you set up your first nuke plant. It's just so freaking satisfying. Well, anyway, thank you all for watching and bearing with me while we set this up. I hope you learned something, and hopefully we'll do more awesome stuff in the next episode, and I will see you then. Ciao.